Well, I've been doing a lot of weeding on the plot today, so it's looking better than it has for a long time. So I thought we'll come back to the polytunnel and do a quick tour in here. But for now, we'll just go out and have a quick look around the plot and see what's going on. So I've been busy making compost. Got about 3 bins full of compost at the moment. Brussels sprouts, still got a few. Most of the Brussels sprouts are at home now in the kitchen garden. We're getting this bed cleared soon and reconditioned. I'll show you some beds that I've just reconditioned as well in a few. Well, actually there's one here. So this one is just being prepared for spinach. This is the one that had the salad onions in it that all got basically turned to mush in that very cold weather that we had. In there we've got garlic, 2 rows of garlic on each side, and then down the centre there's plant pots ready for cabbages. They won't be going in there now until probably about May, June time. I'd originally thought I was going to have yacon in here, but I'm going to grow all my yacon in containers this year. So I don't want the huge yacon roots. I much prefer the smaller roots that you get from containers. Just a few leeks there, and again just be reconditioning this bed. Just finished reconditioning this one, so that's looking quite nice now. And I've got a couple of trees in here now as well, which I'll be fan training those. I've got a pear and an apple. Gooseberries, still haven't got around to pruning those, but I'll get there eventually. And then got a few little lettuces in here with salad onions interplanted, looking a bit ropey, but they'll soon spring to life. By about the middle of February I start to notice really significant new growth on those. So it's a bit windy, so I'm just going to close this cover down. And down at this end I've got one of my old spinach beds. I'm going to be planting Asian greens in here fairly soon, but I am hoping to get at least 2 picks off here before I put the Asian greens in, which will be in about 2.5 weeks time, something like that. And then in here we've got carrots interplanted with lettuces at that end and radishes at this end. And then a bit further on, more lettuces interplanted into the carrots. And here underneath this net we've got the purple sprouting broccoli, just trying to protect it from the pigeons. And there, in theory, are field beans, but they've just been decimated by the snow and the cold and the wind. So I don't think I'll get much of a pick off those before I put the early potatoes in. So yeah, that's not been a great success this year. Spinach is looking pretty good. I've just given that a clean up. This is the winter spinach. Pretty soon I'll be interplanting into all this spinach my calabrese and cauliflowers. Probably in about 3 weeks time I should think now. Got some Asian greens in here, a few little lettuces. Just close that up as I go. And in here, some much nicer lettuces, looking really pretty good these. Quite happy with those. And again, I'm really looking forward to these springing to life because we need lettuce, we need lots of lettuce. And in here, salad onions that did survive the big freeze because they're a bit younger. And here we've got overwintered tough ball onions. They won't be ready till June, with a few salad onions kind of interplanted into them. And then this is old potato compost that I've just prepped, ready for carrots. Lettuce is here, soon to be interplanted with something, I can't remember. Oh, cabbages, yeah, so spring cabbages and early summer cabbages, Savoys. So yeah, I'll go through all this lettuce within the next few weeks. And then still working my way through the beetroot. We haven't touched the beetroot in store yet. I'm just trying to make enough space so I can get my early red cabbages in here, which are ready now to go in. As I say, and just one more pick off these and I'll make enough space to get those in. So that'll be next week. And then in here I've got, actually looking really nice, my next succession of spinach, so I'm really happy with that. Needs still a little bit of weeding, but it's not looking too bad. I wasn't thinking I was actually going to pick this until March, but looking at it now, I think I'll definitely start picking this in February. In fact, I probably will be picking it in 2 weeks' time. That's when I'll need it. And as I say, then down in that bed there, there's the next bed of spinach that I'll start planting in, well, maybe by the end of next week, maybe a little bit later. And then I'm going to pop my early peas in here, just in this tiny little gap here, but it's really nutritious. It's got all the nutrients from all this wood chip on the side of it, and I always top it off with some nice compost. And I'm going to wrap it with fleece. That's what these canes are in here, just to provide a bit of support to the fleece. I've got just popped in here some yellow raspberries, and I've got lots of red raspberries, but these are an autumn fruiting one, the yellow one. And down the back end here I've got my summer fruiting ones, and yeah, that spinach there that I was showing you, that's the winter spinach. I don't want to take it out yet because it really, bursts into life again. As I say, everything bursts into life by about the middle of February, and so we get quite a lot of picks off that. That's why I only interplant everything into it. So I'll only take 4 plants out and interplant, say, cauliflowers into there, and then keep the spinach going for as long as I can until the cauliflowers really need the space. I've just mulched my strawberries. So these are an ever-bearing strawberry, Mara de Bois, and it seems like I've covered them up completely, but they soon push through this wood chip and start growing strongly. And obviously the wood chip provides lots of nutrients and reduces the amount of watering and everything that I need to do. And then here we've got the bed of salad onions that I was thinking I was going to be eating now. And maybe there's a few looking at them now that we actually will be able to eat, but most of them would just turn to mush. So maybe I'll get like 4 inches of salad onion off some of these, maybe not actually. Anyway, in between them all there's elephant garlic and garlic at the other end, so the bed's not wasted. And actually there's going to be plenty of space in between this elephant garlic to pop some radishes or something like that in there, and then pop a bit of fleece over. So I'll probably be doing that a bit later on in the year. Just taken lettuces out of this bed and put some early cauliflowers in this one. And there's another container of salad onions that turn to mush, and a bit more garlic down there. And then kales. I really need these kales. A bit short of kale this year, so we're looking forward to these again really starting to put on some significant growth. I'm noticing it already actually. Quite a lot of new growth here at the top of the plants. So yeah, they're probably just going to be like a lifesaver, those kales. And I've got a few spring cabbages down there. And what else have we got? Oh, cleaned up my strawberries. So these are the second early strawberries, and they're looking okay. I normally put a cold frame top on these in about, well, a month and a half's time, 6 weeks time, something like that, and that just gives them a bit of a boost, which means they're ready just after the polytunnel ones are starting to run out of steam a bit. I've got leeks and more salad onions. These actually seem to be slightly better. These, I might get a little bit of a harvest off those salad onions, but they're not very good. And a few carrots up there in containers. I've got loads of carrots in the ground, so I don't really need many of those. Yeah, so let's just take a look quickly in the greenhouse. I've got carrots here. These are for May harvest. Same down there, two containers there. Just a few containers that I've overwintered, that we've been harvesting all through winter. So these are beet leaf greens that we put in the salads, which are really nice. A few Asian greens here. A few spinaches here. All these have been picked like crazy, so they're coming to the end really now. They're kind of exhausted, but that's why I've got plenty of spinach out there. Same with lettuces and things. I've got some cuttings that I've taken off my perennial kale plants. They need to be moved into the shade now actually, because it's getting a bit sunny for them there. Yeah, more carrots there. Early broad beans. My early peas got flowers on them now, back at home in the greenhouse. Parsley, new lettuces down here. They're looking okay. Don't know what I'm going to plant in that row down the middle there. These Riccia, these are finishing now, so they're really good up until about now, and then they just die. A few of them pull through, but it's better just to clear them and start again. And then a variety, flashy butter oat, which actually is an experiment for this year. It's actually done really well over winter. These bronzy coloured ones, these are, I've just forgotten the name, just like that, it slipped out my head. Roxy, they're my favourite winter lettuce. They just do so well. Grenoble Red used to be my favourite, but now Roxy's kind of taken over. The benefit of Grenoble Red is it's better in spring. So if these plants pulled through into spring, they'd probably provide nicer leaves than the Roxy, but over winter Roxy just does better. Got a few more lettuces down there just to be picked over the next 2 weeks. They're Brighton, and I'm just gradually basically taking all this stuff out down here and getting it replaced with fresh new plants over the next month, 6 weeks sort of time scale. I can't take them out too quickly though, because then I run out of lettuce, so I've got to make sure that the new stuff grows quickly enough so that I can afford to take the old stuff out and get it replanted. But I've got to get another harvest out of this bed before I replant it to the tomatoes towards middle of May sort of time. So I've only got a certain size of growing window, so I have to be a bit careful. And down here we've got Claytonia, which we've picked once. It's all sort of starting to regrow, but that's going to be replanted pretty soon. And then the Asian greens, which are just starting to sort of show signs of finishing, but some of them are looking pretty good. So I've got the redstone pak choi down there and the tatsoi down there and some more Claytonia. I'm taking the middle row out and I'm putting Calabrese in there, 6 Calabrese plants in there, probably early next week. And the plants are just there. And then you can see I've got some more cauliflowers here, and I've got some more Calabrese and cauliflower, spring cabbages and things here, some red cabbages here, some peas, so lots to go in. And then got the strawberries here. Strawberries back at home are just in flower now, so should have those ready in April. Then these come ready in May, Then the ones that I just showed you outside come ready in June, and then in July the ever-bearing ones that were under the wood chip are ready. So a nice sort of continuous supply of strawberries, and then some more beak leaf greens, which are looking really nice. I'm still harvesting off those every week, just a few leaves, but pretty soon, again, like everything, by the middle of February it all bursts into life again. At the moment everything's about, well, it's about harvesting, but it's also about just keeping things alive for the next 2 or 3 weeks, because by then they've got enough energy to keep themselves alive without any help from me. But right now I just need to be a little bit conscious and sort of give them a bit of TLC to just try and keep them alive over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And as I say, their immune systems then get strong, they start growing vigorously, and it's hard to kill them. So yeah, last 2 cabbages. So there's always a lot going on in my videos, so do check down in the description below and you'll find links to loads and loads of information, growing guides, ebooks, all that sort of thing. But also do subscribe to my newsletter. You'll find a link to that down in the description below as well, or you can just go to steverichards.substack.com, and that gives you all the nuts and bolts of the way that I grow and, you know, everything that I do each week. And yeah, it's well worth subscribing, lots of people do. So my name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel. I'll see you soon.